What's up, Sergeaholics? Yep, we're starting early. You know why? Because we are super excited about the SEC Eve live here right now. It's going to be fun. Appreciate everyone that's on here. A lot of things that people are saying goodbye to as we say hello to the SEC. Bomb, you admitted you were wrong. That's the first step, and I was wrong as well. But I still think July 4th on Kennedy. But hey, let's have a little fun tonight, Hunter. Let's. I see a lot of comments already in here tonight about people saying goodbye, good riddance to the Big 12 refs, goodbye to the Okie State Bedlam game, goodbye to horns down. And Mark brings up a good point, Hunter. When you do horns down against other teams, it's kind of dumb, and not kind of, it is.
Yeah.
Goodbye 11 a.m. kicks.
11 a.m. kicks is the big one. That was awful. Only one and potentially zero. But likelihood of one 11 a.m. kick at home for Oklahoma in 2024.
Hey, let's do goodbye and hello. How about that? That's a good one. Instead of past take, we'll go goodbye, hello. Goodbye to something, hello to something. You know what I'm excited about, Hunter?
What's that?
Hello to the awesome road venues. My son and I were just talking about the roadie to Mizzou that we'll be taking. That's going to be a blast there in November 9th. No, I'm not getting an SEC tattoo. It doesn't mean that much more, okay? I'm not going to put SEC on my arm, but we're in the conference. Not officially yet. Still got to wait 2.5 hours, but yes, we are. Craig from ATL. Craig, you've been in Southeastern Conference territory. You know what it's like there. We're excited. Chester, 05 Tech, 07 Colorado, 08 11A Kick-Ins, good riddance. Yeah, and the officials, goodbye. Hey, bye-bye, Big Noon, no more Fox.
Hey, I will say, people don't like Big Noon. I like Gus Johnson a lot. I think him and Joel Klatt
do too.
The best in college football.
But Gus Johnson, now this is going to be ironic coming from me, someone who likes to just amp things up. Sometimes he's a bit much.
He's my favorite broadcaster in college football.
A 3-yard carry does not need that much excitement.
Sometimes it does, though, Jeremy.
What else? Hello to what? What else is exciting besides? I'm just excited about the new commissioner. Do you remember the playoff ordeal last year? The tiebreaker scheduling in the Big 12. What a farce it was.
For the conference championship, SEC has not announced their tiebreakers, but if I had to bet, it would be something that makes sense and not something to where you're having a rule change in November it was last year, like rule changes or specifying a rule, like that whole ordeal. Can't even remember the exact thing. Yeah, it was bad. It was weird. It made absolutely no sense. There's no reason for a conference, a major college conference, Power 5 conference, to have that many issues on something as simple as a tiebreaker.
Yeah, and hey, hello November. If you look at OU schedule, it starts in Missouri November 9th, but you talk about championship November. Whew, this next year, it's a tasty November if they can roll through that. Hello to the bags of money, SEC. Tailgating, that's right, tailgating.
That's the biggest one, I think, of the road environments. You have Auburn, Mizzou, Ole Miss, LSU. Ole Miss, LSU are considered two of the best tailgating environments in college football, and Oklahoma's going to both of them in year one.
Mark says, bye-bye, constant 10-win seasons. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Kenneth says, this is what I've been warning you all, I think, about why you've not been listening, attacking each other in the SEC, the pull for one another, and you don't attack your players. I'm kind of confused on what you're saying there. So, not sure. Craig's going to the Auburn game. That would be a great one to go to. I can't make it to that one. I know, Hunter, you're going to be trying to go to that one.
Not Auburn. I think Auburn is. I don't think I can go to every road game. Auburn would be the one I would let go out of the 4 road games for next year.
I'm sticking to my guns on Kennedy, Lori. Okay, here's my guns on Kennedy. July 4th or before, she's committing. What if we get a Go Boomer tweet tomorrow on opening SEC day? Wow, that would be insane. I think she commits July 4th or before. Hunter, you do know that JT Gasso, Jen Rocha, Patty Gasso, all in attendance at the USA thing.
Oh, wow. What a shocker. I mean, it's not like half of the players played for Oklahoma, and it's less than 30 minutes away. I mean, that's obviously something else. Was Najari Kennedy pitched today, but I wouldn't make a big deal over
I will.
Gasso. I know you will, Jerm, but I wouldn't make a big deal over those two being in attendance because, I mean, half of Team USA, the Spark this evening, a lot of them are former Oklahoma players. Kennedy did pitch today in the 11-0 win against Great Britain. 7 strikeouts in 3 innings, 1 hit. So
she coming to Norman, Hunter. It's golden.
Yeah. Monticelli did pitch for Great Britain this past weekend as well. So
admit it would be awesome to get a Go Boomer tweet opening day of the SEC, though.
I mean, that would be about as storybook as you could write it. I just don't think it's happening. I think it's going to be after.
It's OU or Florida.
The whole, Tim Walton's coaching Team USA.
So. Erickson's catching too. I mean,
correct. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Monticelli did pitch well for Great Britain. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So we are about, Hunter, 2 hours and 20 minutes away from being in the SEC. I really wish I was down in Norman right now and my boys are running in the 5K glow run, but there was a waiting list and we're sitting on the waiting list.
Jerm, maybe you get an email and you can pack it up and you can
couldn't make it there in time.
Yeah, you could. It's 9:30. Up on the turnpike, get on 35. You'll be there by 11.
Bobby says that OU gets 2 football commits on SEC opening day. There is a chance at 3, isn't there?
I mean, there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance. And to answer this question, OU SEC merch from the tweet I saw today from OU Athletics on X, it seems as if they are going on sale at some point tomorrow. I'm not sure on the exact time frames, but they're going to have some for sale in Norman as well as on shopsoonersports.com at some point.
That is correct. And you can always check out the Fan Stop at fanstop.com for some great apparel, OU apparel. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Really, sign up for it. Use code SURGE for 10% off the first 3 months. Yeah, if I was in the 5K, I might be doing a live stream, but I'm not going to be in it. Doubtful they're going to put us in off the waiting list. But hey, Hunter, people that are not at the celebration tomorrow night, we're going to be live here as we always are. You guys aren't going to want to miss tomorrow night. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, I promise you. Set your calendar and your clocks for tomorrow night at 9:30.
Yeah, real quick, how many people on here are going to the party at the Palace tomorrow? Going to Norman for the different
events. It's going to be a hot one, Hunter. It's going to be a hot one.
It is. Today was the coolest day it's been in about a week or so, and it's pretty warm when I was at work today. So I think it was 90.
Sweltering day. Ron, I'm laughing at your comment, but I'm not going to post it, but that's funny. But money already spent for away games. Yeah, and that's the thing. It is going to be a little more costly, some of these roadies that OU's got this year.
Well, yeah, you're looking at Columbia for us from the Tulsa area.
6 hours.
6 hours. Ole Miss is about 10 hours, I believe. Baton Rouge, about 8-hour drive. I think those are from Norman, but yeah, it's a lot farther of a road trip than your Dallas, Oklahoma State, Lawrence, Kansas, Manhattan, or like Lubbock even. Yeah, Waco.
Chester, don't rub it in our face right now, okay? Don't rub that temperatures. What else going to the SEC? Bobby mentioned the two commits. It could be three. I don't know about Mark.
There's 3 players that OU is in on committing tomorrow. So it technically could be 3 players of the ones that are announced to commit.
Bobby was at the BA block party at New Orleans Square. I did not know that. I heard it got canceled early because of the storms. They weren't able to do the fireworks. But I heard that block party the last 2 days was hopping.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that as well.
Yeah. Mark has to fly from Albuquerque. Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, there you go.
I have not looked into flights for some of the places. I did look at hotels for Baton Rouge, and they really weren't that bad for what it is. It's a pretty affordable night for something that I expected to be Thanksgiving weekend, and also, I mean, it's OU LSU. They don't play that often, so.
Hey, I could do 12 push-ups right now, but it sounds like Mez is wanting Hunter's buy-in.
I'm not doing push-ups on
not
straight.
in, man.
I don't know how that would work. Where I'm not going to try to do that positioning camera and all that. So.
Yeah, BA's doing a lot of things. Rose District is great. New Orleans Square. Hey, 2 of the commits. So you got Smith Orogbo, 6'4", 220, edge rusher. Look at me talking recruiting like I know some things. I think he's very, very explosive, and he can his potential's out the roof. Okay, I'm talking NFL physically potential off the edge. 4-star would be great. He'll be in Norman. The other one, Cortez Mills, to close out that recruiting class at the receiver position. And then the other opportunity maybe could be the Mark Ionk I can't say his name, but yeah, 6'2", 215 linebacker out of the state of California. If OU were to get him too, that's 3 guys tomorrow on the opening day of the SEC and Hunter. The power line mantra is back.
Yeah, it is, and they're trying to add to it. There are some poems. I know Todd Bates is notorious for the poems. David Stone also joining in on the poems this year. Not wearing an OSU hat. It's OKC Thunder hat tonight. So,
hey, yeah, I don't. On 3 might come after me because I don't really know what I'm talking about, and then I'd probably fit kind of what they do. So yeah. Maybe I can talk like that, but yeah, Serge will have to, give me an extension, Hunter. You guys going to have to give me an extension, double my salary of 0 to 0. Okay. I do this for fun. Omarion commits the 7th. Yeah. Omarion Robin, it could be a huge week.
A massive week for Oklahoma.
How many 5? I still think Fasusi's the one. If they were to, if they, again, if some butts or candies and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day. But if they were to land 2 guys, if they were to land Rogers and Fasusi, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, that would be 2 5-stars. Or
Haywood's out of the picture, right?
Probably so. I mean, until he visits again, you would have to kind of go with that assumption. But if you land Fasusi, who's a 5-star across the board, Lamont Rogers, who is likely going to be a 5-star, or certain sites is a 5-star, that's a massive class. That's exactly what you want. You already have Ryan Foje, who at the time was, I think, a lower 4-star, now up to that high 4-star ranking. You also have Owen Hollenbeck, who hasn't really went up in the rankings, staying at a 3-star, and so a very talented offensive line class. If Bill Bedenbaugh and the Sooners were able to get that done.
Corey, July 17th has got to be the best birthday around. It's my birthday and Jay's birthday because we're identical twins. And it's also Corey's birthday. It's a great day.
pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. What was everyone talking about? The little 12 becoming the new WAC, maybe is what they were talking about. Chester. I don't know what the comment was here. I'm not following the chat very well tonight, Hunter. We're about 2 hours and 15 minutes away. It's SEC Eve here as the Sooners are about to be in the SEC. There's already events going on at the University of Oklahoma tonight, and it's going to continue tomorrow. Paul Feinbaum is there, SEC Mike. A lot of happenings during the day tomorrow and then throughout the evening. Yeah. Yeah, Alabama, I think, is where Haywood's going to end up, especially with DeBoer going there. I mean, the O-lines that they've been putting out with DeBoer and company and his offense have been really special. So, Haywood probably is going to be a tied.
And Alabama just, in general, produces a ton of offensive linemen. I mean, even this last draft, I believe they had multiple in the first round. Not the first round, first couple rounds. Nick Saban was on the broadcast, I think, with at least one top 10 pick. So they produce so much offensive line talent that it's understanding why they land so many 5-stars in that position group.
Robert, yep, all flags of all SEC team members are up. That is correct. Ron, I love how you started this. We don't start rumors here on the Sooner Surge. That's great because I agree with you. We don't. But I agree with you also in that rumor that I'm hearing that OU, yes, heading to the SEC. That seems to be truthful, tongue in cheek. Would he be the fourth offensive tackle? I don't follow Alabama recruiting enough to answer that question. So I don't know if it's their fourth.
He would be the fourth, but again, I think that when the fourth is a 5-star offensive tackle, you don't tell them no. You just kind of make it work. Maybe move a couple of the recruits to guard, but you do not tell a 5-star offensive tackle no.
And Mez is right. I mean, they did lose the O-line coach to the Seahawks, so that hurts. Obviously, it does hurt. Why didn't OU leave? Well, it wasn't the right time, in my opinion. As far as the SEC, there were other things, don't you think, Hunter?
I thought it was mostly kind of sticking with Oklahoma State still, but
that's not a good reason.
Yeah.
Yep, they have trenches and didn't win the title. We know that because on the trenches win titles.
But that's I think when you're getting to the Final Four teams, they all have trenches. To say that they didn't win the title, I mean, Michigan had great offensive line and defensive line play. Washington last year as well. Texas. All 4 teams there had great trench play.
Mark asked if we watched the Amount the Table. Is that the right name of it?
I've never heard of it.
I did come across a YouTube the other day, Hunter, of Cube something that I thought was pretty interesting. Showed up in my feed for some reason. Pac-12, Pac-12 never made sense. Oh, Around the Table, he's saying. Around the Table. I have not seen it. Have you, Hunter?
No, I haven't, but Pac-12 would have made a lot less sense. I think that would have been a very bad move for Oklahoma if they would have went there. It just wasn't. I don't think at that point in time the Pac-12 was a better conference than the Big 12.
Yeah, and Doug Dundee's. It's crazy to think about the future of the portal, but yeah, every year there's going to be great players enter the portal. That's just the world we're in today. It's not going to change. It's only going to keep getting worse, or I guess you could say better to some extent. Chester says, imagine the recruiting war we would have had with Saban back then. Yeah, and I don't like really looking in the rearview mirror on those things. I do like looking in the mirror straight ahead. And what we do know is we're about 2 hours and what 2 hours and 10 minutes, I
Yeah,
believe, away from. I'm
11.
going to give you a countdown every 5 minutes. I may stay on this thing until midnight tonight, Hunter. I know
I
you
will.
won't. You got to be up early for work. I may stay on this thing till midnight tonight.
Yeah, and real quick, back to Bama offensive tackle talk. Micah DeBose can also play interior offensive line. He can play either or. Listed as an offensive tackle on the recruiting services, but at 6'5", 315, you can move into interior, and I think that would be an option for him if, say, Alabama landed an additional offensive tackle in Ty Haywood.
Hey, yeah, Chester, have fun, be safe. Mark says, luckily BV has kept our portal losses to a minimum. It's probably something we haven't talked enough about. Outside of Caden Green, Hunter, what were some other major losses to this team out of the portal?
I mean, the only other ones that I can immediately think of is with the coaching change. But if you're talking pure Brent Venables, I'm kind of struggling right now to think of one that is a major one as of yet. I mean, McCullough maybe eventually, Dave McCullough, but again, it was after his freshman year.
Right.
There's a lot of players in that room. That safety room is the deepest it's been in a very long time. So unless I'm blanking, I cannot really think of a major portal move. I mean, Tawee Walker, I guess, is as
Well,
Bobby
yeah.
says, probably the next. But then again, you look at the running back room. You have Gavin Sawchuk, Javante Barnes, brought in Samuel Franklin, Taylor Tatum, even Caleb Hicks. So there's a lot of running backs in that room already.
Yeah, and that's why I asked it, because I think it's very clear that OU hasn't lost much in the portal, which tells me if Jay was here, he'd be laughing at me, because you know what I'm about to say, Hunter? What am I about to say, Hunter?
I think I'm on the right track of something you're about to say here. So
Culture is good at the University of Oklahoma. That's what I'm about to say. But speaking of culture, Robert asked about any news on Burks and others. You're talking about Vickers? No, and we'll probably never hear, because they're handling it internally. So I doubt we will hear, unless there is a suspension of some kind for a game. We would hear that probably the week of the game. That's what I would say.
I would agree with that. The only other name I could think of, again, it's still kind of projection based as a portal loss for Oklahoma, was Derek LeBlanc, but he played one game
Yeah.
redshirted at UCF. It's so you're basing it off of him being a 4-star recruit and thinking he is going to have a good college career, not him going somewhere else and producing immediately.
Bobby says it tells him that we didn't have enough competitive depth to scare people off. I mean, you could maybe argue that, but I personally, I'm going to credit it to the culture and what they have building there. That's what I'm going to say. Key Lawrence is another one, Downpost. That's a good one. Key Lawrence left.
Again, it's that safety room. You're looking at Robert Spears Jennings is going into year 3 now. Billy Bowman's going to be on all of the preseason Thorpe watch lists and probably even All-American watch lists like that. Peyton Bowen as well, 5-star safety. That there was so much talent in that room already that losing Key Lawrence is considered a massive loss for Oklahoma.
Don't you think OU is officially in the SEC at 12 a.m. Central Time? We're not doing the Eastern Time. I saw someone ask that.
Right. yeah, I was kind of confused on that. I mean, if your question is OU going to start posting Eastern time and
No.
like tweets and stuff? No, it's going to still be Central time. So,
Speaking of Key Lawrence, Hunter, he's at Ole Miss.
yeah, Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart. I don't know if you guys saw this. And Hunter, you're the one that sent it to me. Kind of summarize the smack that's already going on because of this Twitter kind of conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Peyton Manning Passing Academy. Dart, I think it was a comeback throw, if I'm correct. Okay, I couldn't remember the exact video on it because I also saw one of his deep balls, which was a nice throw, but Billy Bowman retweeted it and said pick six. Jackson Dart responded. I can't remember what he said. I'd have to go look, but yeah. So a little bit.
Do they know each other? What was that, a friendly thing, or
I'm not.
Sure. Dart was going to OU at one point.
Yeah, not going. He never committed,
but I mean, they were high on his list.
He visited OU after Lincoln Riley left, and then ended up going to Ole Miss. So when he was,
I would like to know the context because I don't want to look into things too much. But that's either some really early trash talking or it's a little friendly bantering back and forth. But here's what I do know after watching some highlights of the Manning Passing Academy, Hunter. Two things we will never see or we never saw the last 2 years. You ready for it?
What? Here we go.
Here we go.
It's 2 hours from the SEC, and we're doing this again.
Oh, yeah, we are. Here's what we're doing. The best comeback pass in that video of all the quarterbacks, you would have to agree the best comeback pass was Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
Now, the other, you would never have seen that comeback with that much velocity on it last 2 years. The second second thing you would never have seen is Jackson Arnold actually didn't throw that great of a deep ball in the Manning Pass Academy on that highlight. He overthrew the guy by 10 yards. Another thing you would never have seen the last 2 years. Overthrow. Dude's got an arm.
All right, real quick to answer this question. I think OU is considering it 12 Central. They're doing the glow run at 11, fireworks at midnight. So I think their philosophy behind it is 12 Central. Texas is already doing a lot of events right now.
Correct.
Greg Sankey is there. They did fireworks earlier. I think they have Pitbull tonight, concert there. So Texas is already celebrating.
Tyree says the response from Jackson Dart was, he said, yeah, we're going to see.
Yeah.
That game is going to be so fun. Manning Academy highlights, DG and Milroe. Here's what, hey, I'll give DG credit, Hunter. He threw a nice deep ball. I actually did a little analysis. Okay, Hunter, you ready for this? I did some analysis. Jackson Arnold threw the ball about 7 yards past the receiver, probably 60 yards in the air. Here's what I noticed. When Dylan Gabriel got the snap, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, threw it straight up into the air, right in the guy's hands. It was a great throw, okay? Listen, Jackson Arnold got it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, then threw. In other words, he waited a full second longer to throw it because he knew he had the arm strength. That's my point, okay? That's some deep. You don't get that analysis anywhere else. Only at the Sooner Surge.
Only from Jeremy. Only from Jeremy.
It actually be tonight, Monty. We're about 2 hours and a half from running that, but we are on the wait list because only 150 people could run it. We signed up a week ago and it was too late. So we're on the wait list.
Only 150?
150 participants, Hunter.
Oh, I thought it was a bigger number. I didn't realize it was that restricted. But
yeah, dumb that it's that restricted.
It's because it's a glow run at 11 o'clock. All those restrictions. So
Manning Academy, Jackson Arnold had the best wide out sideline pass. Yeah, and Milroe's another one, Hunter. I'm not sold on Milroe throwing the ball.
I think he's like throwing the ball above average. I think when you also factor in the other aspect of his game, running the football, I think he's a really good quarterback that potentially could be one that's getting an invite to New York.
We are about 2 hours from midnight. It's almost like it's New Year's Eve, and the ball's about to drop at midnight, but it's OU to the SEC about 2 hours from now. Again, I'm going to say this. Do not miss tomorrow night at 9:30. If you're not in Norman at the event, you've got to be on this live stream. You're not going to want to miss it. Do we still have Andy Bass? Absolutely, we have Andy Bass recovering from the ACL.
Andy Bass should be on campus now, still recovering from the ACL injury. Would not expect him to play this year, but recovering still from the ACL injury towards ACL in the state championship game against Lincoln Christian.
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with you, Bobby, and here's what I would say. They are not even close in arm strength. Michael Penix, his arm strength was elite. Dude had a cannon. Milroe's not there yet. I have not seen that from Milroe. Just my own personal opinion. Now, running, I agree. Running, he's a way better runner than Penix is. Penix sat in the pocket. Milroe gets out of the pocket. But yeah, Mark, Milroe cannot make those throws. I was actually kidding about staying on until midnight. I probably would. I know Hunter's not going to stay on until midnight.
Yeah, I got work.
I'm still waiting for the 12 push-ups.
12 push-ups. It's not happening, man. It's just not a way that you guys could see it, and just not going to do it. So,
hey, Dud Dundee's Wishbone. Can you imagine Wishbone? You put EPL where Lydell Carr used to play, and then you got the tailback combo of maybe Xavier Robinson leading, Hicks or Saltchuck or Barnes. Oh, that would be fun.
We were
fun.
talking about that the other night. I don't think they would do it. I mean, I cannot remember the last time Oklahoma did something like that. I remember times in which it happened against Oklahoma. Baylor's done it quite a few times. Texas last year, they did it 4 times. 3 didn't get into the end zone. So I don't think Oklahoma would do it, but Eddie Pierre-Louis as a fullback, giving them the ball or as a lead blocker, it would be hard to imagine Oklahoma not getting the yardage that they need on that play.
Yeah, and I actually like that comparison really well. Xavier Robinson to Lindell White. Lindell White was the sidekick of Reggie Bush, and maybe OU's got that with Xavier Robinson. And actually, Lindell White was a really good sidekick. He kind of stole the show a lot. So, yeah, we're about 2 hours, actually about an hour and 57 minutes away from OU joining the SEC. We're going to go ahead and say goodnight to everyone. We hope you sleep well tonight. When you wake up tomorrow, guys, the Sooners are SEC official. Thanks for watching the content here. Don't miss tomorrow night. We'll see you all. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Night, night.